Hi, I'm Bloodfish. Recently, I've been designing a bridge that connects my witch farm, as shown behind, to my main base. And during this process, I was thinking, why shouldn't I document this and make it a video? Because I've also been inspired lately to make a gameplay video like, normal Minecraft YouTubers. So here's a video showing my design process. So far, I think I'm about a quarter into the project. So I've made some rough designs for the bridge. I've also surveyed the environment and collected some materials, but I haven't actually started placing any blocks yet in my survival world. So let's get started. One of the references I used for the design of the bridge actually came from a mod. This mod is called Hexerei, and this structure inside the mod is called the Nature Coven. What I like about this is that I used the structure diagonal shape of the roof. I understand this is a very generic, just diagonal shape using like stairs and planks, but this is one of the first ones I came across, so don't judge me. But I also like how they put nature and like these like moss blocks and different like vegetation on top of the roof to create this texture. So using this as a reference, I also included some openings as well into the roof. So to transcribe this into creative. Okay, so not the best transcription, but you can still see some elements from the reference here and there. So you have like some nature on the roof, you have an opening, there's like a diagonal that's pretty similar to the reference itself, and also like the stone brick edge contrast with the inside, which is wood, and also a supporting beam. So this was the first step, really. The scale of this is pretty similar to the reference, but this is pretty impossible in the nether. This is only the roof and it's already this large, so there's no way I'm going to be using this. So my next step was to shrink it down to a more manageable scale, but also keep the character. So like here you can see that I still keep the pointed roof by elevating the middle. So at this point I started to experiment with different combinations of stairs and bricks, so different diagonals like that for different roofs. Also worth mentioning that my first attempt really was this thing, which I directly copied. It wasn't the best, but anyways, eventually I reached this conclusion, so this is my current design over here. For my next reference, I came across on the internet, and well, because it was technically just Halloween, so there were a bunch of these like Halloween related Minecraft builds, and so from one of them I found that you could actually place jack-o'-lanterns on armor stands. I did not know that, but it creates this detail where like the pumpkin will be reduced to the size of similar to like a mob head, so it creates this really nice detail. Anyways, this brings me to my current design in front of me. The idea I want to go for is something of a combination of magical but also technology aspects, because like witches, they are fantasy creatures, but also they drop redstone, which is equivalent to the technology of this world. So that's why we have like redstone components inside, for example these like pistons as pedestals, but also redstone torches, which give out this really nice red hue. As for the shell of the bridge, we start off with a wooden gradient, which starts with dark oak up to spruce and then to normal oak planks. We then have a ribbon of stone bricks that break up this wooden sort of like texture, but also the bark of the acacia log also has a hint of gray to it, which pairs nicely with the stone bricks. As for the interior of this acacia wood, it's like really strikingly orange, which is exposed by this mossy stone wall, which also gives it some detail, but the orange also pairs nicely with the pumpkin and the lantern as like orange. I also want to mention that because I'm playing in Minecraft 1.15, I will be substituting green carpet for moss carpet. And also, I will be encasing this bridge in cobblestone, so the exterior won't actually matter really, because like a wood-based design in the nether is never a good idea. This is the area I'll be building my bridge in, so I think that compared to all the other areas of the nether you can think of, this is pretty good. Like, the land is pretty flat, and then there's a steep drop here, but I don't think that really matters, but at least there aren't any lava pools. So the objective here is to connect two of these cobblestone fortresses I've made previously. There's one here, and there's another one behind the nether rack. You can see there's a tunnel going into it, and this goes to the main base. And so, using some coordinates that I've determined for the start and the end of the tunnel, I need to travel around 94 blocks in this direction, and then 54 blocks in this direction. Oh, there's a ghast. Okay. So basically, if you think of it as like a rectangle, it's not actually that large of a like gap to go, so it's a pretty short bridge. Anyways, also coincidentally, the two cobblestone fortresses, this one for the main base and the other one for the witch farm over there, are at the same y level, which is y equals 74. So this means the bridge won't have any upwards or downward sloping paths. My first solution to connect these two cobblestone fortresses was to create a straight diagonal path between them, because it's the most efficient. However, as you reach the end with this 2x1 diagonal path, you can see that there are a few blocks remaining, so it's not exactly perfect. Furthermore, this diagonal isn't exactly compatible with the design either. And this is what I mean. The floor is okay, I guess, but the roof is sort of misaligned, and sometimes there are gaps in the roof, which is not ideal. This is where I'm at right now, so to keep a diagonal effect, I'm trying to use 8 block segments to preserve most of the straight line detail elements from like that design. So you can see like this is intact compared to this, which is basically broken. But of course, like at this point, like this goes 8 blocks to up and then 1 block sideways, so it doesn't really go sideways effectively, so at this point it might as well just be straight. I think I have an idea. So I think the design works best with these straight corridors, but if we were to just connect 2 straight corridors together, it creates this really harsh 90-degree angle turn, which I don't really like. So what if we make a compromise and also like add some of this diagonal, and then make it so that this connecting bit is diagonal? I might have to redesign this, but I think this might be it. And I think as a bonus, if I were to sort of thicken this area in the middle a bit more, so it reads more like a room than a corridor, I can add more detail and it just makes the place livelier. I think this is good. I guess I'll start prepping. I just realized that vines can't really be bone mealed, so if I really want to use them in my build, I really have to start growing them now. So I've put them in my spawn chunks, so hopefully they just grow continuously when I do other things. Correction, you can also get vines in a swamp biome. I forgot about this. Unfortunately, my tree farm is incompatible with acacia, spruce, or dark oak log, so I have to do this manually. Well, I think I just found a thunderstorm, and well, not really found a thunderstorm. There was a thunderstorm. The tree's burning, so I can't commentate and also capture a creeper at the same time. I'm just hoping that the forest won't burn down. That's it, really. Yep, perfect. And then I guess we get another creeper head. Oh no. Let's hope these guys don't blow up. Ooh, okay, that was close. Good. Oh wow, and the thunder just stopped. I mean, again, it's a quick time event. That's what I like to say. I know exactly how to do that. So, need this guy to explode and kill that guy, and we get another creeper head, 2 of them. For 1 thunderstorm. Oh, that's the wrong trident. Yeah, I think that's pretty good progress. I'm starting to understand why shopping districts exist. I do not want to make a temporary sheep farm just to get some green wool. That's why I'm using alternative methods, just like this. I guess this is the result, so I got a decent amount of wood with some vines, which I'll convert later, but then like most of, I guess, the materials I got from my storage system. So, yeah. Miscellaneous. Anyways, let's actually get started with this project. Oh, and by the way, I should mention there is another fortress just nearby. So like another reason that why I'm like encasing this tunnel in cobblestone is of course the blazes. For a start, I have cleared out some of the environment, but also laid out the cobblestone like scaffolding for the outer shell, so it sort of encases the design. But also have started building the design itself, so I know how it can continue forward and how it sort of connects with existing designs. So this is my nether hub, and I want to keep this window here. There's a piece of netherrack glitching out, and I don't know what's happening. There is supposed to be a window here, but because there is terrain blocking the view, I might have to redesign this part. You see this like slight red tint because we're in the nether? I think this gives off a really nice like eerie atmosphere, and that pairs well with the redstone torches, like red, even though I am going for a warm atmosphere. Okay, so like believe it or not, I was just like sorting out my chest here, but then a ghast just sniped, well it's right there I guess. It sniped me from like here and just knocked off my ladders. Yeah, it's like that's why I need this cover. I really don't understand why I've been seeing so many ghasts in this. Oh, there's another one right there. This is like the 4th one. Just now I just finished placing all the cobblestone blocks for the confirmed parts of the build, so like the ones that have been designed, all the straight parts, and now I'm moving on to the middle, which is the one I haven't really planned out. So I've started placing some markers, and I'm thinking of having like around like a 20 block wide triangle, so from like this cobblestone up to that piece of cobblestone, just to get like a sense of scale. The insides of the tunnel have now been completed, so all the straight sections, all the design is in. So now the last thing to do would be the diagonal, which is the middle. And this part will be mostly freestyle. I guess to like just project how the walkway should be, something like it goes straight diagonal like this. And well, looking at this like mathematically, this is technically wider because now we're using diagonals instead of like the straight line like here, the width. But I think what's important here is actually what space is left behind. Because like right now it might seem like there's a lot of space, but after everything has been put in all the detail, it might seem smaller than I think, so maybe I have to reserve slightly more space for that. So after a while, I have an idea of what I want this middle section to be, so you can see that. So starting from the interior straight, we'll go into this area where the ceiling will be slightly elevated in like steps. And then no, the back wall will be roughly the same because I want it to be flush with the corridors. So like as you just like look through, you can still see like the back side, so flush. And then what I'm struggling with right now is just trying to get this like window. Like how do the windows connect with the like the straight sections? Like this sort of area I need to fill that in with cobblestone. I think I've completed the cobblestone shell for now, so like to patch this hole up I tried to use like the natural curvature of the ceiling and also the roof here, so to just get like a natural sort of looking thing. I don't really know, this might have to be modified, but I guess the main design point was that as I go through the corridor, this thing shouldn't obstruct my view of the ceiling, which I think is a feature. But anyways, I have now completed this, so I'm going to go for the design, all the detailing, starting with the glass. The inside of the bridge might not be complete, but the outside, well, because I just placed the glass and I don't think the exterior is going to change anytime soon. It's not that bad, I guess. Like there are some exposed wood pieces, but I think that should be fine for like the safety and it won't get destroyed by gas. But it's okay, I guess. Spruce is so nice to farm. I'm not even touching my keyboard right now, it's just a mouse. And yes, I've run out of materials. Another feature, due to this larger area, the windows here are also longer. This is the result of trusting the process? I don't know? For the space behind the walkway, I intend to create this sort of conversation pit where it drops down into the ground, and then I put some like campfires, maybe a cauldron for decoration, because you know, witches, and then like seats, tables, some drinks, I don't know, some sort of decoration, to create this sort of like lively atmosphere inside this place. And I guess I haven't really thought of what to do for this yet. I might just keep this as cobblestone. I think the decoration has turned out pretty well. There's a guest outside. I think he wants to come in. But I think, well, mainly like the campfire would be the centerpiece. I like how the stairs make it so that this like becomes like smaller as you go up. Makes that like sort of like a pipe funnel effect. But yeah, like pretty good. And last thing is probably to like fix these like cobblestone things. I still don't know what to do with these. I must say like this sort of hole that I had to patch wasn't too bad. After I added some acacia wood blocks, like to sort of thicken the supporting beam a bit more, everything just came together pretty nicely. I like how like this wood block actually preserves that like bark effect. It's surprisingly useful. So again, like standard oak and then stone brick. And then that should be everything. On to the finishing touches. And there we go. The tunnel or bridge is completed. I have been using those two terms interchangeably. So I guess thanks for watching. Please do leave some comments below. I don't really know how to pace these sort of episodes. So yeah, I guess thanks for watching again.